Hello, everyone. I was looking at some astrology notes here, actually, in my iPad, getting it ready because I want to show you something. And I noticed it said, "It's showtime." So funny. I never think of this as being a show or being very entertaining. So, hi, everyone. Thanks for being here with me. I have questions gathered from the post that I always put up on the weekends, or the weekends that I can come on Thursday. I can't do it every single week, but that's where I have the questions from. There, I take them from that post. So I won't be answering any extra questions today. But you know what you can do is always. What would be the best is email me with your questions if I don't get, if they're not already answered with the other questions. Email me and then I'll see what I can do with it reading over my table. So, okay, I am having to do my own timestamp. So let me, I'm making a little note there. So I want to show you something. If I can hold this up, it's a little bit heavy, and hopefully there. Okay, so does that take the, let's see, if I do that, put it up as high as I can. Well, let me show you over here the data. So it's our, I don't know if you can see, well, I have to be able to hold it still. There we go. So the glare's pretty much off, but this is our new moon that's coming in on November 19th or the 20th, depending on your time zone, coming in at 28 degrees of Scorpio. See it up at all this up here at the top. There's Mercury involved, Mercury retrograde, conjunct the sun and the moon, and Venus isn't too far off. But the deal is, check out I don't know if I can hold, there we go, without turning anything off here. If I touch buttons up here, things go. So see Uranus down here and see those 3 red lines and then all those big bright blue lines. These thick lines, they are aspects that are exact and very, very strong. And so what this is, what this is telling me is that, so those 3, actually there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 strong, really, there's a lot of energy coming in that connects strongly from that new moon. So what's today's the 13th? So through the 20th, we're building up to this. From today, we're building up to this, on the new moon. And the last new moon, just a note, the last new moon, October 21st, that set off a bunch of problems for Trump and the GOP, the government. So hold on, I turn my fan on. There we go. So all these strong trines are bringing in a bunch of so it's like the new moon, the sun, and Mercury. Mercury's the messenger, right? Mercury's the people and all the communication, and it's retrograde. Look what happened when Mercury just started the retrogradation that actually kicked in strongly on the 9th, right? Today's only 4 days later, and look at all the crap that Trump has had to go through. And look at how, with the GOP trying to, or colluding with him and trying to stuff everything down and hide everything from the Epstein files, it just pushed them out further, I think, because of Michael Wolff and I don't know who was the one that released all that cache of so many emails between Epstein and Michael Wolff. So I think it was Michael Wolff, but it could have also been partly the Epstein estate. I'm not sure. So anyway, back to the astrology. The blue lines coming from, the 2 luminaries, right? The sun and the moon. That's like, wow. And then Mercury, the messenger, they're slamming over to Saturn, which rules the government. And Neptune is conjunct there as well. and Venus is hitting over the North Node, which is the direction we're all going in Pisces, which can disseminate. Pisces has the power to disseminate a lot of, whatever is coming out, right? So then also those red lines down there to Uranus that I was talking about down here, okay, never mind. I hit the wrong button, but anyway, Uranus is our change agent. It's the great awakener. It's the enlightener. And it has a trine up to Pluto, which is about power, with the bigoted, disconnected from the heart government officials. That's not good, because those red lines, that an opposition is a confrontation. There's something over here, and then there's something over here. It's like the two, right? And when you have that type of a thing, it's kind of like working at cross purposes. It brings through confrontations, but at some point, something will give, and then there'll be a big breakthrough. So I think what's going to give is Uranus and Taurus. And that we have to also remember, please don't take this personally if you guys have a lot of placements in Taurus and Scorpio, because it's not about you guys at all. This is about dark politics, dark people. And Taurus Scorpio polarity, because Taurus rules the body, Scorpio rules sex, has the challenge of sex scandals. So I don't know how something more isn't going to come out over the next 10 days or so, because Uranus will bang, it can be surprises, big surprises that just opens everything up. It's like, yeah, nice try. And then meanwhile, we have Jupiter in Cancer, nice try trying to cover up even more. Now we have Jupiter in Cancer too, that's gone retrograde. And so that is trying to bring things through that protect children and families. And we know that this administration and this regime is nothing, they're not geared to anything like that. So anyway, yeah, the air does feel a little lighter today. Thank you, Budicha. What a beautiful name. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Awesome. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, everyone. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Katie. So, yeah, it's lighter because something has broken through. But Carl, like I said, don't bother putting the comments here, the questions here. Please email them to me, because I'm not going to answer any extra questions here today. I have a whole list already. So let me get over here to them. Yeah. Okay. So Mike, I had a question. Yeah. What is, and it's at about 8 minutes, 30 seconds in. What is Trump going to do to distract from the Epps files this weekend and next week? Now, today, he was already out with, so he was super quiet, didn't post. Aaron Parnas reported that he didn't post anything on his stupid, not Aaron's, but Trump's stupid untruth, unsocial platform. He didn't post anything for 17 hours, and he usually rage posts in the middle of the night, or at least shares a bunch of, baloney. So anyway, what he did this morning is he had a press conference with Melania and Susie Wiles, and J.D. Vance was there, and it was all about something about supporting foster children, like there's some new initiative for foster children. And I started feeling creeped out about, okay, has this already been going on? And are these kids safe, under their care? What? Excuse me? So that's going on. So, but basically they both just read, they don't speak just off the top of their whatever. Well, he throws things in, but they pretty much just read like he read last night in that, or not last night, but yesterday when he was just all amped up on Adderall and reading, just reading out of a book. So anyway, but you could see if you scroll in, if you're on a, touch screen, anything, and you scroll in, he constantly has those, and he did yesterday. I couldn't see today because of the way he held himself, or I just missed it. He still has those really dark bruises on his right hand. So there's that. Okay, so I want to know, what is he going to do besides what he's already done today, which was, he's got to do something to distract, right? But what else is he going to do to distract from the Epstein files? So I'm using the deck of character, but just the tools portion, it's split up into 3. Well, you can mix all the cards together and just do it that way if you want. But it has characters, tools, and places. So I just want to see what tools he's going to be using this next week to distract. There. Oh, shit. So who's he going to be? Well, okay. You know what? Oh, I see. Well, maybe. Okay. I think he's going to be at battle, doing war, vengeance. This card's like the 5 of Swords in the tarot. Somewhat. Actually, a lot. He could be blowing up more ships, but I have these other cards here that goes with it. So, but I think it has to do with, well, I'll use another deck too, but with the war card and then the spatula, I think he's going to try and get people flipped on their heads. If we just look at the images, the guy in the war card down there, his eyeballs are like X'd out, and then we've got the spatula, which is definitely flipping something around to flip it, So he might be doing more boats in the water bombs. I hope not. But then also, I get this feeling that he might be suing some more people, like or investigating. These fake investigations, like he did to Letitia James. So he's going to be throwing rocks, and then doing all kinds of other things to just distract. He's not going to be dancing unless is he going to get out and do his little. God, it's like, and he can't raise his arms very high, can he? So, but anyway, dance in shoes and then punch. And he's going to try to punch anybody who's blooming and telling the truth. And then I think he might be going in and out a lot, just in and out. Yeah, distracting. He's got, oh my God, if I keep going, he's going to be slinging the shit, right? Throwing the poop. This isn't good. He's going to be going for it. And then here he is, he's hiding. This is him with his hiding, because people are looking into things. So, all right. Let me use the Lenny's real quick just to get something else, because I feel like I need a little bit more than just that symbology. What else? What is he? Oops, that one flipped over. Yeah, he's going to be making some deals. What is he going to be doing? What are all the things he's going to be doing? Yeah, right. Dark, shady deals. We might not see those, though. Now, also, the clouds and the Lenny's is it's our dementia and Alzheimer's and confusion card, confusing things with agreements, deals. Yeah. What he's going to be hiding, like the subterfuge, is about what's going into his own coffers, right? And again, here we have confrontations and conflicts that, if I'm thinking back with the astrology, that Uranus to the new moon, and I mean, that's probably going to be the most challenging day, like the 19th and 20th. But leading up to it, I think he's working something in the background to deflect and obfuscate, and that fills his own coffers, which would have to do with money, right? I would think. But with, there's a duel, there's a battle there. It's a major conflict. He's going to put stuff out on social media that, see, even what he's done already, talking about fostering, the whole foster system that they're working with, that's just a bunch of talk. And then what he's doing is more, just his fraud, the fraud, the scams, all of that. He might give out some kind of award somewhere, but then too, this card can be like clans that come together and hold together something, and the something, here we have the legal issues, legal and financial issues. So it confirms more about the he's going to go after someone else, or maybe a lot of someone else's. Okay, let's get to the next one. All right, I want to know how much trouble. Go use a kipper with this one. How much trouble? And then I have a bunch of questions from you guys. Yeah. How much trouble? And I'm at about 17. Let's just make it 18 minutes in, because you guys know how long it takes. Well, I have to shovel till I hear stop. So how much trouble is Bondi in about covering up all the Epstein files? Is this the thing that gets her? Or is it accumulation of everything? Because I've already gotten before that she's in big trouble. She will be. Okay. How much trouble over the Epstein files is she in? There. Oh. Well, it's a big painful loss has been developing for quite a long time, and things are going to come full circle, and it may have to do with the movement of people to Epstein's house, and or houses or island, all of that. Yeah. Wow. So things that have been developing for the last year or so is what I'm getting there. And then bringing the gift of young women, girls. And here we have a trial at some point, probably because she's received kickbacks. Wow. That's not good. Let's see what's at the bottom. Yeah, it's something something that will level her, and she's a part of the whole, eyes wide shut kind of bullshit. Ugh, these people. Okay, so now I'll use the Lenny's with this one. 1960. Okay. How many Republican senators and House reps are turning against Trump over the Epps files between now and the midterms? Aaron Parnas said, like, he didn't say it this way, but I'm saying word on the street. He thought that there were about 100 of them already. Because, if you're not guilty, just release them. God. Pretty easy to do the math, right? But let's see. Is it going to be an enormous amount? Small amount? Medium amount? How many? Right there. Well, he's sunk. The ties to the Epstein files, the tie to him, some people are going to be loyal to him. He's looking, is what it is. And he's hiding how much he's looking to people to be loyal to him. And the way he does that is through, most of the time, as long as he can, through extortion. The garden is as big as the public. That's a lot. Oh my goodness. And the ship is huge. That's a lot. So things are going to come full circle, and people will commit to, so this may be people signing so I wonder if they can figure out a workaround with that Epstein, like that, what's it called? The Epstein Transparency Act or something. Yeah, and I think I have a question about that in here. Yeah, Rick Talley had a question on that. So I'll just leave that there. But anyway, it's a lot. I would say that's a lot. Let's see what's at the bottom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, people are going to want boundaries drawn around. The tower has to do with a person's, well, kind of like isolating themselves, and it's all about integrity and of the institution, and they don't want to be seen. They don't want to be seen as siding. Yeah, that's the most important thing. That they don't want to be seen as siding with him, because the connections are out there. And when they do the vote, even if he won't sign it, going across his desk, of course, it'll still be on record. There will still be a record of how, each rep, senator or House rep voted. So, yeah. Okay. Eote or Aote? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it's beautiful. Okay. What is the relationship between, I think I'll use a kipper on this one, between Trump, Bondi, and Epstein? And we're about 2350. Okay. So, yeah, what is their relationship? Let's see if I can shuffle these together a little better. Epps, Bondi, Trump. Well, we know the relationship between Trump and Epstein. That has, I mean, what year was that when he was like dancing with Epstein next to him, and they're laughing, and what they're laughing about. What Trump's doing there. Was that like the 80s or 90s, or when was that? And then there's all kinds of other videos where a bunch of blondes like swinging their hair around dancing. That's what they were looking at. So, okay. So Epstein and Trump are I already know. If the main male comes through, that'll be Trump. If the older man, that could even be the younger dude because they've been together so long, would be Epstein. And if the death card's around that too. But Bondi, because she's now about 60, she'll be the supportive lady if she comes through. So bear with me because I'm going to do a little spread on my table here so I can see how they connect together if they come through. And if they don't come through together, then let's say, I don't know. I don't think she's clean. Okay, right there. I've got work. Got complaints and going back and forth. Oh my goodness. Oh, and here, okay, so here's Pam Bondi. This was a card I called out that would be the signifier for her. So she worked. So cards are lining up like this. At the center, it's her work. Legally, whenever a legal complaint came in and the evidence arose, whoa, she's been around for a long time working that way with him, for them. Wow. Okay. So court cases, I mean, there's only 2 court card, like, adjudication and court trials, right? In the whole deck. And they're both here. And they're touching her card. And it's about her work for them with human trafficking and to shut down the most vulnerable, people that can't. She's been with them doing the dirty deeds for a long time. And here's the coffers of the clan and the real estate deeds and the places, like we could say Zorro Ranch, which I'm going to read on in a little bit. Epstein Island, Zorro Ranch, all of the different places that, and it would be New York even, all the different places that Epstein used to bring the children in, right? And then, oh my God, I have all of them here. Okay, so she held the secrets and she used, because these cards are touching, she used her power to work for them legally, for Trump and Epstein, in order to hurt these people, these vulnerable people, children. And then again, okay, so when you're looking for child trafficking, human labor, and you get these 2 cards touching, well, even if they're in the same spread, it's very significant. But these cards are touching. I only have 9 cards out here, and it's telling the whole story. Yeah. Lots of people she helped bring through travel. Wow. Yeah. And then with, I think she probably worked with Ghislaine Maxwell when they were younger too. And this would also be, this wouldn't be a teenager, but I think it's related to Ghislaine Maxwell. And then like his massages, quickie laydowns, that's this card. Even though it says bad health, it's one of the cards for, that kind of, yeah, definitely. She stole kids. She helped, I think, what I'm getting here, she helped Ghislaine Maxwell. Wow. Okay, that was a good question. Thank you for that one. Okay, so let me get over here. And then Rick's question. Rick Talley. I don't know if you're here, Rick. If you are, you can put a link into your, or where to get your book. He has a new book on Ocean House Media, Louise Hayes' website. So, okay, we are at 29. Oh, I'm just going to say 30 minutes in. Okay, because I got to figure out which. Oh, this one's pretty simple, actually. Okay. Will the EPS files discharge petition be passed? Will it be passed? Will it be blocked? And then, if people come through, then I'll know it. But that's the thing is, maybe there's a workaround so that it doesn't have to go across Trump's desk. If there are enough people in Congress, I wonder, I don't know, because, when you impeach a president, it goes through, there's a trial at the Senate. And then if they could remove, it would be, impeachment and removal, which they didn't do last time. I bet they're sorry now. I got years ago in his first administration, I got that Trump would be the reason that the GOP is going to go down. Well, it sure is taking time. Okay. Will the discharge petition be passed? Epstein discharge petition. Right there. Okay, so here's the vote. This would be the little kind of election. It might be something surprising. This would be our Bondi card. She'll do everything she can to end it. The public will see her abuse because all these cards are coming up behind her and she's looking like, oh, I know how to help. And she's got some kind of a vote or decision there, but the public's going to see her abuse, and there's going to be a lot of chatter, a lot of stress on, coming up in communication about the children. They were children. They're now survivors, the ones who did survive. And then, but is it going to get passed? I don't know. There's just that darkness and that cloud and the hiding, and then some kind of scam, fraudulent. Well, some are going to be loyal to her. The loyalty. No, her loyalty. Her loyalty will end in an obstacle. Something's blocked. So will it get passed is the thing. Let me just go with a yes or no. Because that's looking like they'll block it. Will it get passed? Well, the star card's a yes. It might be by a narrow margin or because things that come out after they try to block it. It's looking possibly like it could. We just have to wait and see. The thing is it's going to, based on the astrology, we will have surprises. And maybe the surprises will change things too. So, okay, let me go to, thank you, Rick, for that question. And Michelle has one. Okay, 34. Right there. Okay. Will Zorro Ranch ever be investigated? Okay. Let's go here with this deck instead. Will Zorro Ranch ever be investigated? If so, what will be the outcome? I could have sworn I read something a while back. Probably was yesterday because so much happens. Yesterday, the day before. I could have sworn some pop-up came through my, my phone. It might have been AP, might have been Associated Press, about some lawmakers trying to investigate or proposing. But let's see. Will it come through? Will an investigation come through? And if so, what will be the outcome? Zorro Ranch. I think his brother owns it now, right? But anyway, investigations could come through with or without the brother's support. Will it come through? What will be the outcome? Well, there's movement there. There's movement about something that's in, and they've been kind of thinking about it. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, and it could also be about the travel movement, people coming in and out. We do have the documents that would be an investigation or something filed. This is a yes card. There could be delays, but yeah, there's definitely movement there. There's news, and then if they can find documents about people traveling in and out is the thing with that locomotive card. And there's some man who has a tremendous amount of paperwork documents, but that will make the agreement. I think will make the agreement. I've got a yes card here when it comes to a legal situation. And yes, a lot of people are attracted to it, to doing that. It looks like, we've got looking into it. We've got that as well. Looking into the money, looking into the clan, looking into the sneaking around, taking kids, taking children, all the connections. Wow. Oh my goodness. And the money, and I think this would probably be Ghislaine. Excuse me. Wow. Let's see what's at the bottom. Yeah, dang. Just all the partying. I think so. I think that would be a yes. And the outcome will be, looks to me like a legal trial. So if it does come up, I'll read on it again too, once the papers are filed. Excuse me. Okay, so now at about I'm going to say 38 minutes in. Here's our other question. Have I experienced any feelings related to Virginia Giuffre's death in April? She has a nagging feeling, excuse me, that it wasn't a suicide. Okay. So was Virginia Giuffre's, how did she really die? Did she take her own life, or Virginia Giuffre? Oh. Okay. Well, okay, so this would have to do with her reputation. Went through a lot of changes, and maybe something to do with moving in and out of different homes. I think this would be her as the younger lady, the younger girl. Yeah, that looks challenging there. And then we do have, financial issues, and for so many years going through that pain of not being able to get by, and then being taken, and the movement. Here's her health issues from being trafficked the way she was. and working at now the other privileged lady in here. No, so this could be, maybe this was what's her face, Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell back then, that trafficked her. Oh God. But anyway, then here we are. I mean, again, when you have these three cards together in the Kipper, these are people working their fingers to the bone under terrible conditions and unable to get by. So they're very, very vulnerable, and then moved around and trafficked. And then this is her. So this would be Virginia Giuffre. Yeah, just feeling very, very helpless and not knowing what to do. And then here, going through a lot of psychological crisis. I think she maybe was moved around all over the world, but she kept hoping. She kept hoping for something to come through, and maybe it had to do with all the crazy men, that took advantage. And then over time, problems with her marriage, maybe, and problems with partnerships and people that she thought she could trust. Oh, and then, yeah, this is the suicide card in this deck. So I think she did take her own life. I think she did. And I really do think that it had to do with financial issues and, yeah. And issues with I don't even know if she was married at the time. I still need to get her book. I still need to, or at least an audio book. I just haven't had time to even listen to anything lately. Okay, so I'm sad to report I think she did take her own life. Okay. But I do remember the one, the pictures that she put out of, I don't know if it was a car accident she got into with a bus or something. Anyway, okay, pseudo serenity. Ooh, what drugs do you use to get there? Oh my goodness. Do I see the muskrat kicking the bucket anytime soon? Okay, 42. I'm going to say 42.50. Okay. I like that though, pseudo serenity. So the muskrat. I'll go back to the Kipper with that one. I did get guidance once, just out of nowhere when I wasn't even thinking about him. I remember what it was. I was hearing, how you get songs that pop in your head. Well, I thought it was Billie Eilish, so I looked it up. I was listening to it for a second. I'm like, yeah, that was the one. And I'm like, why? So I'm asking my guides, and God, I'm asking, like, why'd you put that song in my head? And then I heard Elon Musk. And it was a song about something like, you think you're a tough guy, or you think you're a big guy, or something like that. So that kind of just told me about, for some reason, I don't know if she was tapped into him when she did the song, or it was just the words, that it's like that. This is who he thinks he is. And then I went, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. And then I got more guidance, and I got that he would have a heart attack after ODing on some drugs. So, anytime soon, or let's just look at his future. Elon Musk. Okay, right there. I think this would be his mom, definitely. There's some, so this could be like the chain of events. So his mom helping him out, working for him because she's concerned about his mental health, and maybe his children. and there's something to do with travel for him. It could be this. This literally could be space travel because this deck doesn't even have airplanes in it. But travel, and it could be like something about his mom, concern about him as a child and his soul journey. And here we have his reputation and people that are loyal literally to him. And so all those cards are behind him, coming up behind him. And here's the direction he's headed in. Okay. If it's not death, it's a painful loss and a lot of change after something comes through. I don't know if he's subpoenaed. It could be a subpoena or just some really, really sad news that comes through that puts him into a crisis. This is a card of very painful perceptions. And again, this is our card for self-sabotage. You don't get what you want at work. You're in depression. I think, doesn't he use ketamine for depression? Well, here's our depression card. And the only other depression card in the deck is also right here. So yeah. But as far as timing, let me use this timing deck. Okay. This one, I think what I have to do is just put it out in a fan. So I don't have that many cards. And it's hard to, I'm just going to put it out in a fan and see which one I'm drawn to. Elon Musk. Wow. I've got a few weeks there. Really? A few weeks to a month? Really? Wow. In a short amount of time? The next card I have is 4 months. I'm going to say he's in trouble already. But it's going to intensify over the next several months and then all the way through. Something might not happen until around the holidays next year. So it could be really soon, or it could, because, he could have an incident that doesn't totally take him out. But yeah, oh no, I've got some of my cards all flipped over. There we go. Oh, my head is hurting just thinking about him. He's not happy at all. I think he had a pretty rough childhood too. That doesn't mean you get to be well, I think he has so many mental issues, and then the drug use. I think he's done a lot of things that he will regret, or maybe does already. Okay. Whew. So next one, Epstein. Always has good questions. 48, 30. Okay. So, will Agent Orange be gone by the end of this year? Did they put the signs up in the White House because of his dementia? Okay. All right. Let's see. Actually, maybe I will just use the Lennies. Yeah, because I can get better timing. Kipper has some timing cards, but not that many. Okay. Demented Dawn. Why did they put the signs up in the White House? And will he be gone by the end of this year? I've asked this question so many times. There. He's under a huge burden. He's guilty as you know what. He's in a lot of pain, lower back, but this is his cross to bear. As far as the signs up in the, this would be the signage, right? The signage is because he gets lost. He's under a big burden. And yeah, it was a way to get him out, to a way to get him around, to navigate around, even though I don't know that the White House is that big, right? But did they put the signs up in the White House because of his dementia? Yeah, for sure. It was, a way to help him navigate. The fox is about, instincts and navigation. And he was getting lost. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so here's our dirt nap card. When it comes to timing, so first or last question is, yes, they put him up because of his dementia. But when it comes to timing, the Tower card could be on the 19th of any month, but it could also be being isolated. So here's a loss that goes down, a painful something. It puts him needing to have his feet up and rest. And with the Tower, this would be isolated in some type of a clinic, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Clover could be that could happen within a couple months. The Mountain is a wintertime card. So maybe by the end of this year. The news would come out. Yeah. No timing with that card. Summertime. Well, now I know you guys are probably going to say, what do you call Valentine's Day? But the heart is a summertime card. But you could say Valentine's if you want. But yeah, I think he's just going to be like mush brain before he goes. But he's already there. And if we were to circle back to the dementia, like here's a dementia card, and this is the big yes. He's got major dementia. And here's also the old age card. So, yeah. Let me use the timing, try and use the timing deck on this one too. So I just try and make sure they're all mixed up. What I have gotten in the past was that I had that dream that he would have a stroke or something that required surgery. I don't know how he got there, but I dreamt that I was a nurse and he was coming out of anesthesia, and I was wiping up. There were sutures on both sides of his mouth, kind of like the South Park character. But that was before I had this dream before South Park's new season. And I didn't realize that that's, how they portrayed him. So anyway, in the dream, I'm the nurse that's like, has the, what do you call it? Like the tongs and the cotton balls or whatever. And I was wiping up the seepage. It was gross. And he was like smiling and like, I was saying to the nurse or the doctor that was over here, right behind me, I was saying, well, I like him better this way. But I woke up like knowing like, oh, that's where he's headed. So, and then later on doing readings, I got that he doesn't actually cross over until I got 4th of July. Because I got way back in May that it would be on a public holiday. And then when I drilled down into it in another reading, which I have a list of readings that are linked in under all my new videos. they put it in my upload default. So if you go into the little more, it says more and then 3 dots. You click in there, there's another whole world. And there's a bunch of linked videos. Okay, but so now when will he be gone? So gone as far as like brain, probably about 3 months, maybe even 1 to 3 months. But actually off the face of the earth, 9 months from now? Does that put us in around July 4th? Or maybe I had the date wrong with the July 4th, whatever, 9 months from now. What is it? November. Well, I guess it sounds like around Thanksgiving next year if it's a holiday. We'll see. I could be wrong. I'm doing my best here, but we'll see. Okay, so here we go. Let's get to the next one. Riva. And we are at 56. My goodness, time flies. 5610. And oh yeah, it is. I'm trying to figure out which deck to use. Is Mom Dami on Donnie? Is he on Trump's? Well, maybe I'll use a deck of characters. Let's do that. Okay, so I'll do the characters first. Is Dami on Trump's list of retribution? So what character role, if any, will Trump play when it comes to Zorro and Dami? Okay. What will Trump do, if anything, about him? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think he thinks he's a wizard and he's tricky, in a good way. But as a ghost, he might not do anything. If anything, he'll get somebody else to fix it for him and write something up. This to me seems like what's his name? Stevie Miller. That is really like the wizard behind everything, because Trump is just like a shell of a body with nothing really in there. And he would be the one to write something up and fix things for Trump. But yeah, he's demonic. Trump is demonic, and he has his worker, his elves, his worker elves. Yeah. So those are the characters and what Trump will do. Let's see. I'm going to use the tools now and see, are his tools going to be very strong? The tools he uses from the worker elves and Stephen Miller and his regime. Stevie. These people, my God. Okay. What tools right there? Well, I think he's going to be high in some crystal meth. He's going to, I think he's going to just, I think the tools have to do with hiding, trying to camouflage actually how bright Zorro Mom Dami is, and they'll just keep working it, but it doesn't look so good, because we've got, like they'll go for some blood. Let's see what's at the bottom. Yeah. Because they want to put him into a place of survival. He might even get Putin to put out some propaganda, because Putin's so good at that, right? Get all those Russian bots. Okay. Now, let me use the places. I'm going to use the places and ask, what place will Mom Donnie be, even in the midst of all of the crap that Stephen Miller and Trump's regime will have in place? How's there on Mom Donnie? Say that fast 5 times. Mom Donnie. Okay, I can do it. Where will he be? Here. Okay. Well, there's going to be a tornado, a little bit of, like just lots of stuff swirling around, trying to, come into a thing. But he has, I think, a lot of people who maybe really care for him, to the moon and back. To me, when I see the moon, I think of psychic connections. I think of women. I think of the public. The moon in astrology definitely rules the public when you're into politics. And yeah, he'll be fine. He'll resurrect himself no matter what kind of hot air comes at him. And he's going to have some kind of special power to send send Trump's cult followers, down the road into the dumpster. It's like in a van down by the river. Yeah, no, he's going to be fine. He'll overcome it. Yeah, the power of the people, right? Okay, so this way, will Eileen Cannon, let's see, I'm at 101, I'm going to say 102 minutes in. Okay, will Eileen Cannon, will she abide by the appellate court judge's ruling and release Jack Smith's Volume 2 report? That's one on the stolen docs case. And she has until the end of December, USA time, or January 1st, I think. Libby read on it already. If you want to check out over on Meister, Maighstir, Meister's Tarot, and just look at the titles. I know she read on it probably a week or so ago, or it might have been 4 days ago. So much goes by quickly. Okay, so much can happen in one day. Eileen Cannon, will she release the Jack Smith's Volume 2 by the end of December or early January? Will she go with that the appellate court judge's ruling? Will she abide? Okay, so here's the ruling. I think she's working on it. I think she'll give it over. Yeah, because she doesn't really have. She's in a rock and a hard place. Like she doesn't. I think she might be. Sorry. I think she's into some trouble here, because here we have a painful loss for her cover-up scheme and the grifting, and this is her card, and she was just looking forward to all of that. No, I'm sorry. She's all of that sneaking up behind her back. Oh yeah, and she's worried about her own, her own security and safety. So that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it looks to me like she'll give something up. Now, yeah, I don't know if that's Trump's card. I think I think it's Trump and his reputation with her. I mean, and this is literally, this card has the meaning of reputation, but what somebody will also put out, but it's a cannon, right? So literally Eileen Cannon. So it's about her reputation. Here's my Jack Smith card. And yeah, I mean, so he's looking at, this is him going after Trump. That's interesting. And then the community card is our card for, oh, well, so the stolen docs case is one, but this used to be my J6 committee card too. I think it's really just a big community of people backing him up, actually backing him up. So let's see what's at the other end. Yeah, I think something's going to come full circle. So I hope so, because it does look like it. Maybe there's just nothing that could, because to have all these really negative cards following, sneaking up behind her back. And yeah, I think she's worried about her own job. Trump he placed her in there, or he nominated her and they put her in there. But yeah, what an awful thing to get involved with, right? So, okay. Oh, Gloria, thank you so much for your donation there. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, and she's saying, everything with Venezuela is a distraction. Yeah, skipping one rock at a time across the water. Yeah. Thank you, my psychic friend. Okay. And Katie, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So I just have one more question, and then I'll do some cards for all of you. Will the House vote? Let's see, where am I? 106. 106, I'm going to say 50 minutes in, or 50 seconds. Okay. Will the House vote to extend, the ACA, the Affordable Care Subsidies? Okay. Boy. It'd be smart if they did, right? Because their constituents will get them if they don't. Will the House vote to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies? Okay. How is the House going to vote on this one when it comes up? Should come up pretty soon. And this one, you guys, I don't know if you'd have to tell me. Catnan, I hope you feel okay after the shots. Thank you, Foggy. Thank you for the super sticker. So I don't know if this would go across Trump's desk after. Would he have to sign off on it? Do you guys know about that? But anyway, I'm going to focus on just the House. Just the House. Okay. Will they vote to extend? Right there. Oh, that's a big yes. That's a big yes. Okay. So now I don't know if it has to go forward to Trump's, but thank you, Sister Tara, for putting in Libby's channel name there. Hi, Rose Blue. Okay, I don't know if Trump has to sign off on this or not. If he does, let me see, what will he do? Will he block it? I mean, something like that, I think, is just with Congress. But let's see. Right there. Well, he would abusively do whatever he could to end it, because, it's anything that has Obama's, connection to it. But I think it might be that there's an end to his abuse. The crossroads is the vote. I don't think he might not have the power. I should know that, but I just don't. He is, yeah, no, he's not doing well. Let's see what's at the bottom. A lot of talk about it, especially for the elderly. There's a lot of stress around elderly in nursing homes. I mean, he's already tanking him. His ass is sunk over the whole snap. People know now, and they don't like being threatened, and they don't like. I mean, he is a terrorist, right? Right, Eileen, you're right about that. Never saw one person with so much haters for Obama and Biden. It's horrifying. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Steve Myers. Yes, thumbs up. It really does help. It really, really does. Okay, so let me get over here and do the cards. Let's look at some cards for us all. I'll use that same deck I used last time. Bear with me, it's a little tricky to shuffle. It's called The Awakened Soul. And what do we need to know, or what would be the most helpful for us? Oh, hey, I'm at 1, 11, 11, 11. That's great. What do we need to know for this next week? Leading up to the new moon, except for, I'll just say this coming from astrology, the new moons are excellent for planting your new intentions. Remember, spiritual law is that our intentions, when we put them out there in the universe and we do our work, we actually have to do things. Unless it's just like, I want to receive a gift. You can put that out there, and you don't work for gifts, right? You can do that. But if it's something big or a project or any new thing you're trying to manifest, it's that week or few days before the new moon that's coming up on the 19th or the 20th, depending on your time zone. At 28 degrees of Scorpio. I mean, that is a really potent degree. So whatever you want to manifest, this is the week. Okay. So cards, books look like I had them upside down. Oh yeah, perfect. Rebirth. We've got a rebirth going on. Now this is a scorpionic card. I mean, look at the bat up there. It says rebirth. So what new thing do you want to bring through, or what do you want to let go of? And then also unplugging for self-care when you need to. You go out for a walk, I guess it's probably a good idea to have your phone on you just for, safety, security, and all that. But this card to me says everything about nature, getting out in nature. And then have compassion with each other and for animals. Maybe it's about donating. And if there's any challenges that come up, then just persevere. Because, that's the thing. With Mercury retrograde, it's so easy to be misunderstood. It's so easy to click in the wrong place and put a comment, and you think you're talking to the person that, but you're not. You're not talking to the same person. Or auto text will screw you up, or you'll just leave out a word and it means everything, or whatever it is, So let's be compassionate with each other, because it's not easy being understood when Mercury's retrograde. So unless you're born under Mercury retrograde, you'll probably have we'll all have an opportunity to understand ourselves better when, with all the, we have Saturn and Neptune and Ceres and Chiron and Eris retrograde right now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they are. All of those are retrograde. So this is a very transformative time to do a lot of deep inner work. So, okay. Thanks you guys for that, for everything and hanging out with me. Sending you big, big hugs and lots of love. Bye.